Hey friends, welcome back to Our Contented Home. If you love creating a beautiful home, especially with thrifted finds, you are in the right place. Today I am sharing 7 things that I never leave behind at a thrift store. These are tried and true items that I always scoop up no matter what because they add warmth, charm, and character to any space. And I also have a bonus item at the end of this video, so you want to stick around for that because it's one of my favorite items to pick up while I'm thrifting. Before we jump into the video, I would like to thank you all for your patience. Recently, my Instagram and Facebook accounts were hacked, and I have been trying to rebuild those spaces. So if you want to reconnect, I will have the new link in the description box below, and I would love to have you join me there. And I'd like to say a big thank you to today's sponsor, Quince. They sent me the most beautiful set of sheets, and I'll be showing you how I style those in a bit. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. I almost never leave glass canisters behind at the thrift store. Whether they're tall and simple or have beautiful vintage lids, they're one of the most versatile things that I bring home. In the kitchen, I use them for pantry staples like flour and sugar, and I love adding a vintage teacup as a scoop. It's practical, but it also adds a little charm to the everyday. In the laundry room, I use glass canisters to hold detergent, and I use old brass monogrammed camp mugs as scoops. These are one of my favorite unexpected thrift finds. And in my daughter's room, they help me store yarn, little creations, and colorful collections. They make organizing feel creative and beautiful. So no matter the room, glass canisters are one of those thrifted finds I always find a way to use. Before we move on to the next item, I would like to say thank you to today's sponsor, Quince. They sent me the most beautiful set of bedding. I've worked with Quince before, and I find myself going back to their bedding section because I love it so much. In the past, I have used their natural and white striped duvet cover with their linen sheets, and I absolutely love that set. It is so soft, and if you've ever used linen, the more you wash it, the softer it gets. It's just a treat for your bed, and it is so nice to crawl into a soft layered bed at the end of the day just to rest and renew for the next day. I'll be styling these sheets in my bedroom makeover, but this time I chose the color Mist, and I absolutely love this color. It is a soft dusty blue, which is a color that I'm loving right now, and they have this nice soft blue quilt with this mist and white striped duvet cover, and always the linen sheets. And with linen sheets, they keep you warm in the wintertime and cool in the summertime. They are just a wonderful addition to your bed. And like I said, I'll be styling these sheets in a future video for my bedroom makeover, but I wanted to go ahead and share these items with you because I know that y'all are always on the hunt for affordable but luxurious bedding for your home. I'll have all the links in the description box below for you that you can check out, and be sure to check out Quince for their other items that they sell. They sell clothing and so many other things. So check it out in the link in the description box below. And thank you again, Quince, for sponsoring today's video. I always check the lamp aisle when I'm thrifting. There is just something about a good lamp that makes a space feel layered and lived in, and I love soft lamp lighting in my spaces. One of my favorite finds is this vintage trophy lamp. It was tucked on a bottom shelf. It was dusty and overlooked, but I could see the potential of this lamp. So I brought it home, I gave it a good cleaning, and I added a pleated black lampshade, and it instantly became a statement piece in our home. And if a lamp isn't quite your style yet, don't be afraid to change it. I always say if you like the shape of it, you can always change the color. This lamp was a thrifted base that I didn't love at first, so I painted it navy, and I also added white wax to highlight the details and make them pop. At first I paired it with a simple linen shade, and I love that look, but later I found this beautiful striped lampshade that fits my style so much better. It now lives in our hallway, and while a few things have changed in that space over time, this lamp has stayed. It's one of my favorite thrifted pieces. I never skip the picture aisle at Goodwill. It is one of my favorite places to search for hidden gems. On this trip, I found the sweetest rose print with a pink and white striped mat. It feels like something from a storybook, and I'm saving this one to go in my daughter's room. Whether it's old florals, charming landscapes, or still lifes, framed art tells a story, and I love curating a collection that feels personal. Estate sales are another great place to find vintage art. This one had an entire room filled with pieces, each with its own history and character. I've picked up everything from quirky duck prints to original oil paintings on canvas while thrifting. And it's those unexpected finds that really make a home feel layered, cozy, and uniquely yours. I always take time to look through the picture frames when I'm thrifting. Even if the art isn't quite my style, the frame itself can usually be reimagined. I recently found two matching frames that didn't feel like me, but I loved the shape, and so I gave them a little rub and buff and swapped in a floral print and a sweet cross-stitch bunny for my daughter's room. I absolutely love how these frames turned out. One of my favorite frame finds, though, has to be this pair of navy blue matted gold frames. The moment I saw them in the thrift store, I knew that they would be perfect for the horse prints that I had found recently on Etsy. So I removed the old artwork, and then I carefully taped in the new prints, making sure that everything was aligned properly. And then my husband hung them up on this wall, and we hung them under a brass picture light. It was the perfect spot for these pictures and such a fun find at the thrift store. The space around these pictures has changed over time, but those prints have stayed. They are one of my favorite things in our home, and they've really made a statement in this space. So now the trophy lamp I mentioned earlier sits just below them, and the whole corner feels like something out of a Ralph Lauren catalog, cozy classic, and a little bit of English countryside, which is the look that I love and I strive for. Wood furniture is one of my favorite things to thrift, whether it's from a store, an antique shop, or even Facebook Marketplace. I'm always looking for pieces with good bones. I found this cabinet at a thrift store. I sanded it down to bare wood, and now it lives in our sunroom. Over the years, it's held vintage art, thrifted lamps, and a little seasonal vignettes, and it's truly become part of our home. This desk came from an antique store and just needed a little TLC. It's been a beautiful addition, and it's solid, classic, and so full of charm. And then there are the end tables from my childhood home. I sanded them down and painted them navy. Now they sit in our sunroom alongside a white couch, light blue walls, and chambray striped chairs. They've been completely reimagined, but still carry a piece of the past. But remember, not every piece needs a big makeover. I found this little child's chair with chippy blue paint and the perfect patina. All I did was seal it with a clear poly spray to preserve the finish. Every patriotic holiday, it comes out to hold my flag pillow. It's one of those small touches that makes a space feel lived in and loved. And of course, the china cabinet that I found on Marketplace, it was in perfect condition. I filled it with my mom's china, and somehow it just belongs in that spot. It's like it's always been there. Ironstone and vintage vessels are pieces I always pick up when I'm out thrifting or shopping estate sales. They're timeless and they work in every season. Sometimes I plant flowers in them, real or faux, and other times I'll leave them empty and I just simply rest them on a stack of vintage books. Even bare, they add quiet beauty to a room. This dusty blue and green planter came from an estate sale, and it's found a perfect home in our dining room. I love how soft and subtle the color is, and it brings in just the right hint of vintage charm. In the fall, I tuck pheasant feathers into a green chippy urn, one of my favorite seasonal touches. And nothing says summer like blue mason jars filled with fresh or dried hydrangeas. It's simple, effortless decorating, and every piece carries a story. That's why I always make space for vessels like these. They're small, affordable, and endlessly useful when you're styling a collected home. I always keep an eye out for those unexpected little treasures, the ones that make you stop and smile. I like to call them conversation starters. This carved wooden swan was the first of its kind that I ever found. Its shape and its weathered finish felt sculptural and sweet, and it's one of those pieces that works anywhere. Then there's this dog planter. I filled it with faux greenery and berries, and it instantly added a touch of playful charm to a bookshelf. My sister found this pair of vintage Staffordshire style dogs. They're classic, a little bit regal, and always a favorite when guests come over. Even the smallest figurines, like this little dog perched on a stack of vintage books, add personality to a corner. And of course, this ceramic royal gentleman, he found his place in a vignette with a blue and white pot and a thrifted bell. It's those tiny touches that make a space feel layered, loved, and completely one of a kind. And now for a bonus item I never leave behind, and that's baskets. Whether it's a charming old basket that you can use for laundry, or a woven piece with a beautiful shape. Sometimes the baskets you find in thrift stores sometimes have wonky shapes, so you just have to look around for the best item that fits your style and your space. This basket hangs in my laundry room filled with faux daisies. You might remember it from my laundry room makeover video. And this thrifted basket wasn't quite my style at first, but I loved the shape. So I gave it a fresh coat of paint, added my favorite dried hydrangeas, and now it's one of those pieces that moves from room to room. It just makes me smile. I like to use these hooks in our entryway to hang baskets and add color and texture for the different seasons. I also like to tuck vases into low baskets for springtime texture, and I even add little wreaths with a thrifted bunny that I've reimagined to fit our home style. Sometimes I'll even nestle in a battery-operated candle and a seasonal wreath to add cozy charm to a coffee table or an ottoman. Baskets are just one of those versatile, timeless pieces I can never say no to. I hope you enjoyed today's list of thrifted treasures I never leave behind, and maybe it gave you an idea of things to look for while you're out thrifting. If there's a favorite thrifted item that you always look for when you're out thrifting, I would love to hear about it in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications for my upcoming videos. You don't want to miss my bedroom makeover video where I'll be styling these beautiful sheets from Quince. And of course, thank you so much for being a part of our Contented Home while I rebuild my Instagram and Facebook accounts. Your support means the world. So take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.